Hi, it's Alice. I'm back with a market update for the Victoria Real Estate Board for January 2023. Sorry, it's this format. My big camera is being terrible today, so I can't seem to do it the other way. Anyways, hopefully you're having a fantastic new year and you're enjoying yourself, having fun, making some big goals, I hope. And yeah, let's take a look at the market update and see what the numbers say and have a chat. So most recently what's happened is the Bank of Canada has increased the interest rates on January 25th. They increased the policy rate to 4.5%, which was just a small increase, but that would mark the 8th increase in 12 months. So what I'm hearing from mortgage brokers is that we're not really anticipating another increase this year, hopefully. So that's the word on the street. And I've also been hearing that a lot of people who are buying, they're doing a 3-year fixed rate to see them through until possibly the rates come down. So apparently the government's happy with what the rates are doing to inflation, and they're kind of slowing the roll on that. So hopefully we roll on that and we don't see any more interest rate hikes. As far as the market goes, I know everybody's probably wondering what the sales have been doing because it's been pretty slow. So let's look at the sales. So in January 2023, we had 278 sales go through versus last year there were 474 sales going through. So that's a reduction of roughly 41%, which is pretty drastic. And last year it was already really slow sales. So not a lot is moving right now. A lot of listings are sitting, and that's therefore why the inventory is starting to back up a little bit. So let's get to that. So for new listings, we had 805 listings come to the market in January, and last January we had 692 listings coming to the market. So that's an increase of 16.3%. Mind you, last January that was really low amounts of things being listed. It was very slow. So it's kind of something to anticipate that we'd have more inventory coming to the market, being that people have been waiting to sell, and if prices are perhaps going to keep going down, of course you'd want to list your house sooner than later. So it's nothing drastic as far as I'm concerned, but definitely it's picking up as far as listings go. So for active listings, this one's always the most dramatic one these days. So at the end of January, there was 1,739 active listings on the market versus last year, and we're remembering that was record low inventory. There were 744 active listings on the market. So that's an increase of 133%, which is very drastic, but let's keep in mind we're going from one extreme to the other. And when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, 1,700-ish listings is actually still pretty low inventory. If you've been watching my updates for a while, you know that we've been up to 2,500, 2,000, and that's still kind of low inventory. 4,000 used to be the norm. So 1,700, it's nothing really that's too crazy, but we're definitely seeing properties that are being listed and not sold. So the inventory is not being eaten up. So the benchmark value for single family homes in the Victoria core has actually gone down 3.5% versus last year at the same time. So we're looking at 1.251 million for the benchmark value versus last year it was 1.296 million. So not too drastic, but it's definitely, it's coming down. On the average, which is 1.226 million, that's down 13.4% from last January, and the median is also down. So the median is 1.065 million, and that's down 14.8%, which, as I always say, that feels more accurate to me than 3.5%. But that's what we're looking at for benchmark values, at least in the central Victoria homes. Single family homes are also down 33% versus last year. So 120 houses sold in the Victoria Real Estate Board for January. So it's pretty slow. I mean, down 33%, that kind of reflects in the 278 properties being sold. So it kind of is what it is. It's down along all townhomes, condos, they're all down, but that's the percentage for homes. Condos are, let's just see, condos are down 46.3% in their sales. So there was 101 condos sold in Victoria in January. So yeah, not great numbers there either. But let's continue on. For benchmark values for condos in the Victoria core, the benchmark actually increased by 3%. So we're looking at $578,000 for a condo in Victoria. just the benchmark. And last year was 561,000. So it's not drastic, but if you're looking at the averages, the average is $606,000, which is down 11.3% from last year, and the median is $530,000, which is down 12.2% from last year. So both are down roughly around 12%. So again, that seems average, and then you're looking at condos, you know, the sales being down 46.3%. It's a bit rough. I've had condo listings, and you can definitely feel that this feels accurate. So as far as other market changes have gone, we've had a few in January. There's been 3. So the home buyer's rescission period has come into effect, which gives you 3 business days to back out of a purchase if you so choose. For whatever reason, you can simply change your mind, and essentially you have to pay the seller 0.25% of the purchase price to back out within 3 business days. So probably won't be used too much because we don't have as many, if any, unconditional offers right now. This is more for bidding wars when people were jumping into properties that perhaps were out of their budget, or they just made a mistake because they didn't have time to think about things. So that's what it was made for, but it's in effect now, and you know, it's future proofing in case we go back into a bidding war cycle, God forbid. But yeah, it gives you a chance to change your mind on a property if you make a mistake. So the other thing that's come into effect is the foreign buyers ban, which basically affects densely populated metropolitan areas. Like, I don't know the technical word for it, but there are areas on the map that are not included in this, but essentially it prevents people who are not permanent residents or do not meet the guidelines, they can't buy here. So again, that probably would help with prices being bid up, but to be honest, I don't feel like we were heavily really being affected by foreign buyers at this time. But again, it's like a future-proofing thing, just like last time. You know, this was more like 2016 to me, but yeah, they put that. The last change that we've had is the residential property flipping rule that has come into effect. So basically, if you acquire a property and sell it within 12 months or before 12 months, it will be taxed as business income. So this is just to dissuade those people, I think, that were purchasing properties and then they realized that their property went up 200 grand in like 6 months and making a profit on that. So they're preventing that with this rule. And I think basically you have an exemption of death or divorce, you know, so it's not completely unfair, but it's just to kind of prevent those opportunistic people that were perhaps increasing the prices. I don't know what percentage of the actual market was being affected by that, but it's a preventative kind of measure, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it was actually pretty smart of the government to do that. So that's what I've got for you this month. Yeah, I think a lot of buyers are kind of sitting it out right now because they're a little intimidated by what's going on, and you don't want to buy and then have the prices continue to drop. Whether they will, I don't have a crystal ball. I mean, I would suspect they'd kind of keep going down because there's downward pressure with all these measures. But, you know, just make sure whatever you do, you're comfortable doing it. You know, if you want to wait, do what makes you comfortable. You know, don't let anybody push you, or don't get fear of missing out. Just, you know, use your intuition and buy if you want to buy. You know, if you're going to buy for the long term and hang on. And if you want to wait it out, wait it out. You know, I don't think we're going to have bidding wars in the next 6 months. So, yeah, kind of chill out and go with the flow. If you need some help, give me a call, give me an email. My information is down below. I'm here to help anytime. All right, take it easy and talk to you later.